He was just a fun-loving kid. He had his brother Chad and his sister Jody, and like an all-American family.
We had a lot of great memories growing up as a kids, playing and hanging out. We all had good times together, and Brad was part of all that.
He did not like to see anyone upset. He did not like to think if he disappointed anybody. He definitely wanted to make sure everyone, when he left, everyone was smiling.
We met the year 2008, the end of 2008, at our workplace. He just kept on. He was consistent. I know he was the one from day first.
He was my older brother. It's just the two of us, almost 2 years older. He did his thing, I did my thing. Sometimes I learned he was flying right over my head and jumping out of airplanes 60 miles away.
I was a supervisor as a police officer, so I saw a lot of patrolmen over the years come and go, but Tom was very positive. I told him he can't get in trouble, he has to do these things, you can't have a DUI, you can't do any of this, and he abided by it. And Tom had a very unique thing that happens with young people. Tom listened. I know growing up I never listened to adults, but Tom would actually listen.
I remember at one point he had to write a story about his hero, and he wrote that his grandfather was his hero. They did a lot of the boy things together, and I truly was not surprised at all when he came home and told me that he had enlisted.
After he graduated, he went to work for a year, and then in August of 2000, he just decided, I'm joining the Marines, and he went and joined it.
He was at the National Guard first, and then when we started out together, living together, he just wanted to do more. So he went and got into active duty.
He graduated from boot camp in February of 2001, right before his 21st birthday. So he was a little bit older than, some of the recruits, but he was so proud.
First time he signed up for the service, I had to stop it. We were able to stop him from joining the Marines. But at that time, he still wasn't done developing, even though he was 19.
Everybody kind of gets it together at all different stages of life, some sooner than others. He just wanted bigger and better things. When he joined the military, it seemed like that was the one that clicked.
He said, gee, Tom, the Marines are the first line of defense, and if there's any problem, you could end up in war. And he said, oh, don't worry about it, Mom. Nothing's going on right now. And then a month later, we had 9/11.
After 9/11, he was ready to go. He was upset that they didn't call him right away.
2004, he got his orders, and then January 8th of 2005 is when he left.
He graduated from college and went directly on graduation to Iraq.
I pleaded with him not to go to Iraq. He told his exact words to me that they're sending kids over there. To this day, I believe any human can do whatever they put their mind to because of what I saw him do.
We talked the day before, like the night before, so everything was fine. He never talked to me about anything bad happening over there, so I was really naive in what was happening over there.
I was here all by myself, and I was getting ready to go over to my brother and sister-in-law's, and I was upstairs and I heard somebody knocking on my door, so I ran downstairs thinking it was my neighbor because I didn't see anything outside from the upstairs. And I opened the door and there were two Marines there. And I slammed the door at them because I knew what they were going to tell me.
When my son told me that there were two officers at the door, I didn't think like a lot of it. When I opened the door, it was when I saw them in uniform, and I just knew.
They ended up coming in. They said they couldn't leave me alone. And I ended up calling my son Chad and my daughter Jody. And before I knew it, my whole house was filled with family and friends.
When she called, she was just crying. I couldn't understand anything she was saying, and then she finally got out his name. And I just said, "I'll be right there," hung up the phone. And then I remember walking in here, and she was sitting on the couch, and I didn't even know what to do. I just hugged her. It was horrible.
He was top of the list on Middleburg Heights Police Department. It was one of our last conversations.
It was at work. First thing I did, check the email World News and see what was going on. And there it was, flashed across my screen, and something just told me, it just immediately, from when I didn't even have to read into the article, shock, just immediate, just shock. Still in shock to this day.
Whether his death will ever be justified, in our minds, we know what he wanted to do. We know he was there for a reason. He wanted to be there. It wasn't just something that he signed up for to get education or side money. He wanted to do what he was doing, and he knew the consequences, and he knew the troubles that he was getting into. They put him in a rough area.
Probably the first year I had resentment about that. Like, why did they let him go like that? But over the years, I knew he sacrificed a lot. He went into the active duty because of us. Like, he wanted to provide more for us.
I'm telling you, he's not gone. I can guarantee it. Again, if it were me, you better believe, you better believe it, I'm not leaving.
I would want him to be remembered as a hero that he is. He was a nice, friendly guy, a gentleman, and a proud father, and an awesome husband.
He went out as a hero, and not many people can say that. You kind of want a high five. Brad, you did this, and you've created all this for us. We're still doing what we got to do to keep Brad going, and as far as I'm concerned, his name's going to live on a lot longer than mine.
Well, how do I start something like this? I guess the answer is shit does happen. I want to let everyone know that I'm all right. I'm with Pop and Molly now. I will be watching over each and every one of you. There's some things you just can't control, and this is one of them. Everything is done for a purpose, and there has to be some extraordinary reason for this. God. I valued the times we all have spent together. They are undoubtedly the best memories of my life. You all have been there for me in my times of need, showing love and support. I am very appreciative of that. Know that I didn't die alone. Pop was with me the whole way, waiting to meet me at St. Peter's with his arms open. I died for a good cause. Mom, don't worry. I will see you eventually. Remember this. I will be there to see you in another time. Dad, I always loved playing catch in the backyard. Aaron and Kristen, you two will do great things in life. Diane and Bob, you are parents to me. Grandma, you raised me and were an important part of my life. To the rest of my family, I will miss you all. Ryan and Barry, we had some awesome times together. Drink many beers for me together. I love you all, Tom.